So today we will discuss how to design the regular expression and how to design BF and NF. We will discuss some famous examples. So first of all, first of all, start this. Okay. First of all, first example: all strings of zeros and ones having at most two zeros. I think this example already we have discussed. At most two zeros. At most two zeros means there are three scenarios, three conditions: either no zero, or 10, or 20. So but there is nothing about 1 can be any number. So first starts with the condition no zero. So no zero is this one star. No zero means there may be a number of ones, so only 1 star. Second condition 10. 10 means first fixed 10, then before that 10 there may be a number of 1, and after the 10 there may be a number of 1. That's why before 0 and after 0 we have put 1 star, because there is nothing about told about 1. 1 can be with any number. Third one. Third one was 20. So there are three conditions. No zero, it is no zero, it is 10. And now we're going to design for two zeros. Two zeros means first fixed 20. This is zero number 1, zero number 2, two zeros. Then just put 1 star before 0, in between 20, and after 0. Why? Because 1 can appear in any place, before 0, in between 0, after 0. That's why put 1 star before 0, in between two zeros, and after 0. And always I have already told you that always try to create all possible combinations. So all possible combinations will be created if you think with 1, and 1 can be at any place. So this is with no zero, with 10, with 20. So in between these three conditions, put plus. Why put plus? Because there are or. It is either no zero, or 10, or 20. Okay. Second one. Second one, all strings of zeros and ones having at most two zeros and two ones. Having at most two zeros already you have discussed. This is having at most two zeros. Similarly, just create having at most two ones. Just how to create at most two ones? Just in place of 0 put 1, and in place of 1 put 0. Just revert this scenario. Then it will be at most two ones. So this is the part of at most two zeros, and this is the part of at most two ones. Same thing, just reverse the position of 0 and 1. So in between these two scenarios, just put a plus. So at most two zeros and at most two ones. Okay. So next is at least 20. At least two zeros means minimum 20, but maximum a number. So first just put the minimum scenario, that is two zeros. Now in maximum scenario it can be any number, and also any number of 1 can be present. So in maximum scenario, when there is at least condition, then in maximum scenario any number of 0 and 1 can be present. In that case, how to write any number of 0 and 1? We know it is 0 plus 1 whole star. 0 plus 1 whole star means any number of 0 or 1 or any combination. So to provide this maximum scenario, just put this 0 number 1 whole star before the 0, in between the 0, and after 0. Then this overall thing will produce at least 20, but in maximum cases any number of 0 and 1 can be present. Next, at least two occurrences of ones between two zeros. any two occurrences of zeros. Carefully read out. At least two occurrences of one between any two occurrences of zeros. Okay. So first of all, first of all, just write two occurrence of zero. That is this zero. So just put any two occurrence of zero. That is 0 and 0. Then in between two zero, then put the at least scenario, at least two occurrence of one. How to write at least two occurrence of one? Just put two one. But you are told that at least two occurrence of one. That means between two zero there may be more than two ones. So how to provide it more than two ones? Just write a one star after this two one. So what happens then? If you write 1 1, then you are writing exactly 2 1, or at least exact 2 1. But how to write at least 2 1? At least 2 1 means minimum 2 1, but maximum a number of 2 1. How to write it? Just put a 1 star after this 2 1. Then what happens? In minimum scenario, this 1 star can be null, right? So in minimum scenario, it provides only 2 1. That is at least 2 1. But in maximum scenario, this 1 star can be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, a number of 1 can be. So in maximum scenario, it can be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, a number of 1 can be. So remember 1, 1, 1 whole star, this one provides at least 2, 1. Only at least 2, 1 scenario. So now just implement that case, that at least two ones in between two zero. Just write at least two scenarios, that is 1 1 and then 1 star between two zero. So just first fix two zero, then between two zero first write at least two one, then write the maximum scenario of 1. That is the case where at least two one should be present between any two occurrences of 0. Okay. And there is nothing about told about 1. So only 1. So only 1 can be present at any time. So to write it about only 1, just write a 1 and then write a plus with this case. Now this overall condition, overall pattern can repeat with any time to get the all possible combinations. So after that, just put a whole star. Why whole star? To repeat this scenario with maximum, with all possible combinations. Okay. Next, even number of ones followed by odd number of zeros. Very, very important. Even number of ones. How to write even number of ones? Sorry, even number of zeros followed by odd number. How to write even number of zeros? This is even number of zeros. Why? Because it can provide no zero or two zero. So it is basically either null, that is no zero, or two zero, or four zeros, or six zeros. That is always zeros increment by even numbers. So that's why 0 0, this one basically provides even number of zeros. And how to write odd number of ones? Before writing odd number of ones, write even number of ones. How to write even number of ones? Simple. This is even number of ones. How to make it odd? Just put a 1 at last. So this combination 1 1 whole star and 1 provide odd number of 1. So in overall we can say 0 0 star and 1 1 star 1. This is like basically even number of zeros followed by odd number of 1. But if your question is like that, even number of zeros and odd number of 1, even number of zeros followed by even number of 1, even number of zeros followed by even number of 1, then first write even number of zeros, it is followed by even number of 1, then just write that is even number of 1. Okay. Next example, at least at least 1 0 and 1 1. At least 1 0 and 1 1. How to write it? It can be 0 1, at least 1 0 and 1 1, or it can be 1 0, at least 1 0 and 1 1. So how to write these two combinations? Give a plus. That means 0 1 plus 1 0. This one provides at least 1 0 and 1 1. So at least 1 0 and 1 1. It can be 0 1 1 1 0. Now before this and after this, there may be any number of 0 and 1. How to provide any number of 0 and 1? 0 plus 1 whole star, 0 plus 1. Okay. Then number 7. Number of occurrences of zeros is divisible by 3. Number of occurrence of zeros is divisible by 3. That means it can be either no 0 or 3 0 or 6 zeros or 9 zeros, like that. So very simple. First fix it 3 zeros with minimum scenario. Actually minimum scenario is null, but don't write null, just write the 3 zeros condition. 3 zeros. Now in between the 0 there can be a number of 1, because nothing about told about 1. So 1 1 1 1. Now to increase this number, just put a whole star. If you write a whole star, then this scenario 0 0 0, these 3 zeros can be 6 0, can be 9 zeros, can be 12 zeros. And since you are putting null, you are putting star, in minimum case this can be null. Okay, that's why starts with 3 zeros and put a star. When you are putting a star, then minimum scenario it can be null. So next, see, it is easy. So we are going to this one. This example. Number 9. L equals to a b to the power n omega, where n greater than equal to 3. That means number of b, minimum number of b should be 3. It means minimum number of b should be 3. That means at least 3b. And omega, basically it is combination of a and b whole star. So how to write it? First write a, single a. Then write the b to the power n part. Now you know b to the power n part is actually basically at least 3b. How to write at least 3b? Just write first 3b. It is minimum 3b. How to write the maximum scenario? B whole star after 3b. So B star, this scenario provides at least 3b. Why? Because B star is null. Minimum condition B star is null. When B star is null, then it provides B. Then it provides the minimum cases. But when it is B, because B star may provide B, in that case it can provide a number of B. So to write at least 3b, this scenario, the expression is B star. So write this thing just after A. So it provides the b to the power n, this part. Now there is omega part. What is omega? Omega is very simple. Omega is basically a and b whole star. So a plus b whole star. That is the expression for 8b to the power n omega. Okay. Now this one, number 10. Number 10 already we have done. That is omega is basically a combination of a and b whole star. Where? What is the meaning of this line? N a omega, that means number of a in omega mod 3 equal to 0. What is the meaning of this line? Number of a in omega mod 3 equal to 0. That means number of a should be divisible by 3. Number of a should be divisible by 3. That is the meaning of this line. Number of a in omega should be divisible by 3. So already I will discuss how to write number of a divisible by 3. Just first fix it, 3a's. Then nothing about b, so write b star, b star, b star, b star, and to provide the maximum scenario, whole star. So it will provide 3, 4, 6b, 6s. It will provide 9a, 9a's. In this way, whole star part, it will provide the maximum scenario. But always look at this pattern. The number of a is always divisible by 3 because a will increase by 3, 6, 9 in this way. Okay. So all of you have understood up to this. If any query, then you may ask up to this. Okay. So next we are going to our next part. Next example. It is omega belongs to a comma b whole star. There is omega combination of a and b, while omega has only one a. Very simple. Omega has only one a, not at least, not at most. So first it as only one a. And what about b? B can be with any number. So just write b star and b star before one a and after the one. It is very simple. Okay, next one. A to the power n, where n is divisible by 2 or 3 or n equal to 5. Okay, so that is number, n is number, actually number of a's. Where number of a's divisible by 2 or 3 or 5. So how to write number of n is divisible by 2? You know, a whole star, there is a number of a's. How to write number of a's divisible by 3? A whole star. And how to write n equal to 5? N equal to 5 means you are fixing it. Number of a is exactly 5. How to write? Just write 5 a's. So this one is number of a's divisible by 2, number of a's divisible by 3, and number of a's that is exactly 5. And just put plus in between this pattern. So it is a to the power n. Because this is, there is or means just put plus. Remember, or means plus. Next, okay, this one, having at most one pair of zeros, at most one pair of zeros. That means either no pair of zero or one pair of zero. How to write no pair of zeros? 1 plus 0 1 whole star. Look at 1 plus 0 1 whole star. This pattern, if you expand it, you can get null or 1 or 0 1 or 0 1 0 1. That means this 0 1 can repeat with 0 1 0 1 in this scenario. So from 0 1, from this pattern you can't get 0 0 1. It is not possible. That means that is more than, that is this part cannot provide any pair of 0, right? Because always it provides 0 1 0 1 in this scenario. So it can't provide any pair of zeros. That means this part is the part which can't provide any pair of 0. Now write exactly one pair of 0. How to write it? First write 2 0. That is, first write a pair of 0. First fix it. Now before that write 1 plus 0 1 whole star, and after that write 1 plus 0 1 whole star. Why? Because before that any number of 1 can be present and any number of 0 can be present, but condition is that zeros in this area, that zeros cannot be in pair. Similarly, after these 2 zeros, again we are writing 1 plus 0 1 whole star. Why? Because after these 2 zeros, again any number of 0 and 1 can be present. But remember, in that case, zeros cannot be in pair. That's why after fixing that one pair of 0, before it write 1 plus 0 1 whole star, and after it write 1 plus 0 1 whole star. These two scenarios, these two cases provide any 0 and any 1, but condition is that there should not be any pair of 0. These two cases. So in overall you can say this part provides no pair of 0 and this part provide exactly one pair of 0. So overall it is at most one pair of 0. It's either no pair of 0 or one pair of 0. Overall, at most one pair of 0. So 14 is similar to 13. You can check it. Now we are going to 16 part. 16. Look at 16. With 3 consecutive B's. 3 consecutive B's. Very simple. Just write 3B first. Just write 3 B's. B, B, B. And what about A? It can be any number. So just before B, write A plus B whole star. After B, write A plus B whole star. That will be 3 consecutive B's. But don't write A plus B whole star in between B. That is, don't write A plus B whole star here or here. No, because consecutive B, it is mentioned, consecutive B. That's why. Next one, 1 to the power 2n plus 1. So first here, put the value of n. Minimum value of n is 1. You can check it. It is 1 because greater than 0. So if you put n equals to 1, then it become 1 to the power 3. When you put n equal to 2, it become 1 to the power 5. Just put value of n in this equation. So you'll get 1 to the power 3, 1 to the power 5, 1 to the power 7 in this way. Now put a common, maximum common, I think 3 ones can be taken. Now after taken common, here we put simply null, because already I've told you several times, when I take something common from an expression, then when there is nothing is left, then it is not 1, it is null. So when you take common 1, 1, 1, then first part nothing is left, so it is null. Second part, you have taken 3 ones as common, so 1 to the power 5 minus 3 will be 2 ones left. Similarly, just write the remaining part. Now write 3 ones, fine. Now for this one, null 1, 1, 1. What is this? Look at carefully. It is basically 1, 1 whole star. Because 1, 1 whole star means it can be null, it can be 1, 1, it can be 1, 1, 1, 1. It's always it increases by 2 ones. Okay. So these are some examples. I will share with you this document. So these are examples where how to construct some regular expressions. So now we're going to design some automata. Okay. Some automata. So question is that construct FA. FA means finite automata. So it can be DF and FA. So don't think about DF and FA. Just construct a FA. Over 0, 1, there are 3 questions are given. First one is that number of zeros is even. Already I've told you how to construct FA with number of zeros even. First write first state Q0, initial state, and put it initial state with arrow. Then next state Q1. Then even number of zeros means first, for the first 0, go to next state Q1, and for the second 0, again come back to initial state and make initial state as the final state also. Look at, we have made Q0 as final state also. Then what happens? Just think, if you write in this way, then this creates a loop. This creates a loop where just look at the loop. When it is 0, 0, accepted because final state. 0, 0, 0. So when you are putting 2 zeros, accepted because 0, 0, final state. When you are putting 4 zeros, what happens? Just follow it. Q0, Q1, Q0, Q1, Q0. That is, when you are putting 4 zeros, you are again coming back to Q0. That is final state, so accepted. When you are putting 6 zeros, same thing. Q0, Q1, Q0, Q1, Q0, Q1, Q0, Q1. So again you come back to Q0. That is final state, it's accepted. But if you put 3 zeros like that, what happens? For the first 0, you goes from Q0 to Q1. For the second zeros, you come back to Q1 to Q0. For the third 0, you again go back to Q0 to Q1. But Q1 is, that means when you are scanning the last 0, then you are in Q1 state. But since Q1 is not final state, so it is not accepted. That means odd number of zeros. You can check 3, 5, 7. It is not accepted. And what about 1? Nothing is said about 1. So just put 1 in self loop for Q0 and self loop for Q1. That is the automata. It is accepting even number of zeros. Next, same thing, just slightly different. That is, number of ones is divisible by 3. Number of ones is divisible by 3. This one. So number of ones divisible by 3. Okay, fine. So first write the Q0 initial state. Then for the first one, go to next state Q1. Second one, come back to Q2. Third one, again go back to Q0. Just look at this, again create a loop. Look at this loop. 1, 1, 1 accepted, because we have made again initial state at the final state. So 1, 1, 1, follow me. 1, 1, 1 accepted. If you write 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 6 ones, that is 1, 1, 1, again 1, 1, 1. So again we ends with Q0. It's accepted. So this type of thing always ends with Q0 when you have number of ones that is divisible by 3. That is 3, 6, 9 in this way. And also there is nothing told about 0. So make 0 as loop in Q0 state, Q1 state, and Q2, because 0 can be any number. Okay, have you understood this thing? All of you have understood? Okay. So then number 3 it is slightly different. Look at the number 3 point. Number of zeros is even and number of ones is divisible by 3. Read out carefully. Number of zeros is even and number of ones is divisible by 3. You know how to construct number of zeros by even. That is this one. How to know how to construct? You know how to construct number of ones that is divisible by 3. This one. Now just merge these two. How to merge? How to merge? This one. Look at first this part. Look at first we are writing, say, number of ones divisible by 3. So this one, and this one, you know, this one is number of ones divisible by 3. Already discussed question number 2. And for you are getting now, after designing it, you are getting basically 3 states, Q0, Q1 and Q2. Now for all of these states, you design even number of zeros. So for Q0 state, how to design even number of zeros? Look at. So for 0, go back to Q3 state, and from Q3 state come back to Q0 state for 0. So this part is basically a part which provides even number of zeros from Q0 state. Similarly, again construct even number of zeros for Q1 state. So that is the part even number of zeros for Q1 state. Similarly, construct even number of zeros for Q2 state. Even number of zeros for Q2 state. So since the condition was and, even number of zeros and number of zeros is 3. That's why you are writing in this way. And also you have to connect this last Q3, Q4, Q5. How? This last part will also be a even number of ones divisible by 3. Look at, just from Q3 go back to Q4, then from Q4 go to Q5, from Q5 back to Q3. But in this case, don't make Q3 as final state because it is an intermediate scenario. So this scenario will come when some cases like number of ones is divisible by 3 when this scenario comes in intermediate condition. Okay, but ultimately you have to reach this one. Okay, and when you are constructing when remember, when you're constructing something which is separated by and, in this case the condition is that even number of zeros and number of ones divisible by 3. So when there is like that and condition, then you have to draw in this way for all the states. You have to draw this way for all the states. Okay, that is the scenario for third one. Now just all of you please write this question. All of you, question number 2. Write this question. Construct DFA over 01. Remember, question is not FA, it is DFA. That is, you have to create DFA directly, or you can start with NFA, or you can convert the NFA into DFA then, but your answer should be DFA. Remember, so always read out the question carefully. Here question is that construct DFA. So there are two options. You can directly write DFA, draw DFA, or you can first draw NFA, then you can convert the NFA into DFA. Acha. First condition is that all strings contain exactly 1 0. Second one, all strings contain at least 1 0. Third one, no more than 3 0. So 3 cases: exactly 1 0, at least 1 0, no more than 3 zeros. That is at most 3 zeros. So the 3 cases are there: at least, exactly, and at most. All of you please write this question. All of you please copy this question. I think time is going to be ended. So within just 1 minute, we're going to start another class where we'll discuss this construction. Okay. But in the time, just you try this question. Right? Try this one. Done. Yes or no? Done. Completed. First one is all strings contain exactly 1 0. Second one, all strings contain at least 1 0. Third one, no more than 3 zeros. That is, third one is basically at most 3 0. Done? Yes or no? So should I end the class?
हाँ सर कर दीजिए, तब तक हम लोग ट्राई कर रहे हैं.
अच्छा हो गया, कंप्लीट हो गया ना? कॉपी
क्वेश्चन लिख लिया है.
ठीक है. So just try it within 2 minutes. Within 1 minute, we are going to start another class. But you do it, huh? All of you try it.
Okay.
So have you designed it? The first one was exactly 1 0, na? Right? First one was exactly 1 0. Am I
Yes,
right?
sir.
right of 0 and go to state Q1, that is final state. Look at Q1 is final state. So just for one exactly 0, go to final state from Q0 to Q1. And what about 1? 1 can be any number. So put 1 in Q0, put 1 in Q1 as self loop. Fine. But up to this, it is exactly 1 0. Fine. But it is not DFA. It is not. So up to this, just look at this box. It is exactly 1 0. But it is not DFA. Why not DFA? Because for Q0, 0 and 1 are defined. But for Q1, 0 and 1 are not defined. Only 1 is defined. 0 is not defined. That's why it is not DFA. So how to make it DFA? Very simple. Just from Q1, draw a transition for 0. Since 0 is not defined for Q1, I've told you for DFA, every input should be defined for every state. So for Q1, 1 was defined, but for Q1, 0 was not defined. That's why we are drawing a transition for Q1. And for Q1 for 0, we are going to Q2 state forcefully. It is not desired, but since it should be a DFA, then we are going to Q2 from Q1 for 0. Where when you go to Q2, then in Q2 also in Q2 there should have 0 and 1 transition. So write 0 and 1 in self loop in Q2. Then what happens? Look at here, basically this Q2 becomes a dead state. You know dead state? A forcefully create a state, and once we go to dead state, then from dead state we can't exit. So basically what happens now? Basically this is our exactly our desired DFA. But if in Q1 0 is input, then we go to dead state, then that scenario is called unexpected scenario. In this way we can make an FA into DFA. The transitions which are not desired, but you have to make it in your or you have to put it in your diagram, then for those transitions go to dead state. In this way you can make the diagram a DFA diagram. Okay, so overall this diagram is basically a DFA that can accept exactly 1 0, where this part is unnecessary and dead state, but you have to draw it, you have to draw it because you have to make it a DFA. Secondly, what was second questions? I think second questions one, at least 1 0. I think it was at least 1 0, right? So at least 1 0, how to write? First write Q0, then for a 0 go to Q1 state, it is fine. Now when you're going to Q1 state, since it is at least 1 0, then after this 0 there may be some zeros again. So when you are going to Q1 state, make it final state, and in Q1 put a self loop for 0 and 1. By this self loop you can increase number of zeros and ones. Okay, you can increase number of zeros and ones. Now what happens if initially ones appear? What? Because I've told you for Q0, for 0 it goes to Q1 state. So this part basically fulfill the scenario at least 1 0. But what happens if in if in Q0 initially ones appear? Because I've told you for Q0 to make it DFA, for Q0 0 should be defined as well as 1 should be defined. So we have defined 0 for Q0. Now you have to define 1 for Q0. Now in Q0, if 1 is input, then goes to a state Q2. Okay. Now since nothing is told about 1 can be with any number, then after going to Q2 by 1 input, you make a self loop by 1 over Q2. By this self loop you can increase 1 with any number. Now after that, if you get a 0, then you can reach final state. Then what happened? Now carefully look at this part. carefully look at this part. First starts with initial state Q0. Then if 1 is input, then we are going to an intermediate state Q2. And in Q2, put a self loop for 1. So by this Q0 and Q2, by this part, basically we are increasing number of ones. After that, when we are getting a 0, we are going to final state. So basically this part, also it is providing at least 1 0. Because since we are going to 0, we are going to Q1 state by this input, by this 0. After that, you can increase number of zeros or ones by the self loop over the final state. So this part is at least 1 0 scenario, and this part is also at least 1 0 scenario. But the yellow part starts with 0, and the yellow part starts with 0, and the blue part it starts with 1. But both the cases are at least 2 0, and both the cases merge at final state Q1. Okay, so in this way you have to draw DF. You can draw DF. Next one, what was third one? Third one, I think no more than 3 0. Third cases. So no more than 3 0. Basically, it is at most 3 0. At most 3 0. So how to draw at most 3 0? At most 3 0 means either no 0. So initial state and make it final state. So it is no 0. Then 1 0. So by 1 0 go to Q1 state from Q0. That is a 1 0. Then 2 0. So from Q1 state go to Q2 state by another 0. That is 2 0. Now from Q2 go to Q3 state by another 0. That is 3 zeros. In this way, this part it covers 3 zeros. At most. Why at most? Look at, I have made each state as initial state. That means when you are getting no zeros, also accepted, 1 zeros also accepted, 2 zeros also accepted, 3 zeros also accepted. That means this part basically is the part which accepts at most 3 zeros. That is either no 0 or 1 0 or 2 zeros. Okay. Now what about 1? 1 can be any number. So just put 1 in each state as self loop. Fine. So we have drawn up to this. It is fine. But look at, for Q0 state, 0 and 1 is defined. Fine. Okay. For Q1 state, 0 and 1 is defined. Fine. For Q2 state, 0 and 1 is defined. Fine. For Q3 state, till now 1 is defined, but 0 is not defined. Because we are over here. 1 is defined, but 0 is not defined. But to make it DFA, you have to define 0 also for Q or Q3 state. For that case, we have just drawn a transition 0 for Q3 state extra, not required, because 0 can be maximum 3. But since it is, you have to make it as DFA, so for Q3, for 0 go to Q4 state, and for Q4 state make a self loop for 0 and 1. In this way, you can say here Q4 is basically a dead state. It is forcefully included to make it DFA and to make it a transition for Q3 for 0, because for Q3 0 is not defined. Okay, so this is another example. Some examples how to draw DFA, directed DFA. So are you getting this point? Have you understood till now whatever discussed? How to draw it? Just carefully.
Yes, sir.
Read the question.
तो क्लास में भी हुआ था ये.
वो ना, I think क्लास में DFA वाला नहीं हुआ था.
हाँ, DFA वाला नहीं.
नॉर्मल FA हुआ था. नॉर्मल
तो ये वाला हुआ था.
हुआ था लास्ट क्लास में हुआ था.
बाकी सर आपने क्लास में कराया था हम लोगों से वो कन्वर्शन वाला.
Okay, okay.
फॉर्मेशन वाला सर.
नहीं, it is a conversion. It is conversion, but directly in diagram.
Oh.
हाँ, हम लोग क्या किए थे, कन्वर्सन किए थे, लेकिन पहले एनएफए किया था, उससे एक टेबल निकला था, टेबल से डीएफए निकला, टेबल डीएस से एनएफए टेबल से डीएफए टेबल किया था, लाइक इन दिस वे,
हाँ
राइट.
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
That was a conversion with the help of transition table from NFA table to DFA table, right? But it is a conversion directly in the diagram. Okay.
समझ गया.
Okay. So I will upload this tutorial. Just you go through it. If you find any problem, you may knock it. But first, go through the examples.
ओके सर. वैसे भी
It
सर
is
कुछ
easy,
प्रॉब्लम
not
होता है
hard.
तो यूट्यूब वाला वीडियो काम आ जाता है, तो इसीलिए आपसे कोई पूछता नहीं.
कौन सा?
कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम होता है सर तो वीडियो देख के समझ में आ जाता है
Oh,
दोबारा.
अच्छा. Okay, ठीक है. So okay, so
इसीलिए कुछ होता नहीं
I
है.
have solved many problems. There are many problems out there.
हम्म.
There are many problems. I'm showing you. Just I'm showing you. This was question number 1, FA. Just carefully read that. Question number 1 was NA, just only FA. If your question is FA, that means it can be NFA or DFA. Then you can draw anything. It is your choice. But when the question is DFA, then you have to draw DFA. In that case, there are two ways. Either you can draw directly DFA, as I have shown you, just I have shown you some examples, or you can draw first NFA, then you can convert the NFA to DFA. In that case, it is also accepted, but it will be a lengthy process. Okay, but it is your choice. You can approach any one of the ways. Acha. This is first. Next, number 2 example of DFA. Then number 3 also I've given another some examples. This examples. This was NFA. Number 3 questions. Look at. It is NFA. Constitution. And number 4 questions is another DFA. So okay, now look at number 4 questions. I have approached the second procedure. First, we have designed NFA. So it is basically first we design NFA. Then we draw NFA transition table. This one. Then from this table we convert the table into DFA and transition table. Then we draw DFA transition table. So fourth one we have used the second approach. That is first we have drawn NFA. Then you have drawn DFA. Also, you can you can use this approach. Then question number 5 also there are more examples are there. So just you go through it. Okay, all of you please go through the examples. If you find any problem, then you say then you tell me in your next class. But you just go through it as you practice it. All the examples are there.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, so now we're going to some another type of examples. This one. Look at the question. Question is that design CFG, that is context free grammar, that is this form A implies alpha, type 2, context free grammar for the regular expression R equals to A plus B whole star A plus B whole star. That means this is a conversion from RE, that is from regular expression to context free grammar. You know, context free grammar is type 2 and regular is type 3. That means context free grammar, it is you can say regular grammar is a subset of context free grammar, because context free grammar type 2 and regular grammar type 3. So we can say regular grammar is a subset of context free grammar. That means when you have a regular grammar or regular expression, then you can convert it into the context free grammar, because it resides in the outer cell of context free grammar, in regular grammar. Okay. This is this scenario. This is regular grammar or regular expression. This is context free grammar, CFG. And after, before that, there is a context sensitive grammar in this way. So if that is if you are over here RE, then of course you can convert it into CFG, because basically RE is a subset of CFG. Similarly, if you have CFG, you can convert it into CSG, that is context sensitive grammar, because CSG, because CFG is a subset of CSG. There is a actually concept. So that's why when you are given a regular expression, then you can convert it into context free grammar, because context free grammar, it is a super of this regular expression. So how to draw it? Very simple. First, for the start part, put a non-terminal. I have let it is capital T, but you can let capital A, capital B, capital C, any capital letter. So the convention is that for the star part, let or put a non-terminal first. So we have two star part, A plus B whole star, A plus B whole star. Let A plus B whole star is capital T. So this is also capital T then. So it becomes then capital T, A, capital T. So right, so look at first write capital S, that is the start symbol of the grammar, implies capital T, A, capital T. That is basically this one. Now, what is capital T? Now you have to expand capital T individually. What is capital T? Basically, capital T, basically it implies A plus B whole star, right? So how to write A plus B whole star? A plus B whole star is basically either any number of A's or any number of B's or combination of A and B or null. How to write it? Look at capital T implies A capital T. By this term, A capital T, you can increase a number of A's because it becomes a recursive approach like that. T implies A capital T. Second step, you can replace capital T by AT again. So it becomes A capital T. In this way, you can increase number of A's as you want. Similarly, capital T implies BT. This part increases number of B's. Similarly, so we can say this combination capital small a capital T, small b capital T, these two parts also combinedly can create AB combination. How? Let's say capital T implies A capital T. So next step we replace capital T by AT again. So we are getting A capital T. So the next step we are replacing capital T by BT. This one. So we're getting A BT. So next time you're replacing capital T by AT again. It becomes A B. Look at in this way you can get AB combination also. So that means by applying AT and BT combinedly, you can get AB combination also. And lastly, since it is star means this part can be null. So minimum value of this production should be null. That's why at last we put capital T implies null. So when there is any star part, put null. Okay. So we can say capital T implies small a capital T, small b capital T or null. This part basically it produces A plus B whole star. Okay. So combinedly these this set of productions is basically is a context free grammar that can be used to generate this regular expression. And at last, write the grammar in 4 tuple. You know 4 tuple. So how many non-terminals? There are 2 non-terminals. We have let S and capital T. So this is Vn non-terminal, and terminal is here sigma, a small a and small b. P set of productions. We have created the set of productions, and S is start symbol. S is start symbol. So at last, write the grammar in terms of 4 tuples. Have you understood how to convert regular expression into context free grammar? If not, then tell me. Second example. Look at second example and just you go through the solution. Just tell me, is it okay or not? Question is given. Please read the question. Question is r equal to 0 star 1 0 plus 1 whole star. You have to design context-free grammar. The solution is given. Go through the solution and just tell me, is it okay or not? Have you understood by the solution? I have told you, first let the star part. So this star part I have let capital and this star part I have let capital B. Since these are two different star, so when there is different star part, then let different then let different non-terminals. Capital. So this one, capital A, capital B, and in between there is a 1. So this is 1. So it becomes A1B. Now A part is basically 0 star. What is 0 star? I have discussed. A implies 0A. A number of 0 can be there and null can be there. So A implies null. So A implies 0A or null. Basically, it is 0 star. So it can increase a number of zeros. And 0 plus 1 host already have discussed. B implies 0B or 1B or null. So this part is basically 0 plus 1 whole star. So combinedly it becomes 0 star 1 0 plus 1 whole star. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Then going our next part. This one. This one. So we have to remember something. Some part you have to remember. Okay. For example, this one. Context-free grammar which generates palindrome or binary number. Palindrome means, you know, A, B, B, A is a palindrome, like that. So binary number means 0 and 1. So first write S implies 0 as 0. So by this term you can increase a number of zeros, but remember 0 will be with equal number. Then write S implies 1 as 1. So this part will increase a number of 1 but equal number. And if you combine these two parts, 0 as 0, 1 as 1, then you can get a mixture of 0 and 1. But always there 0 and 1 should be equal number. But 0 should be equal number, 1 should be equal number. You can check it. So at home just you check it. How can it generate it? Then at last 0 can be replaced by 0, S can be replaced by 0 or by 1 or by null also. So this grammar produces palindrome string 0 1 0 1 s 1 0 1 null. So all of you are requested after the class, just you practice this, just you check it how by this production we can create different types of palindrome. Just you check it in this way. Take a palindrome string 0 1 1 1 1 0. This is palindrome string. So this one repeat. Now check it by this grammar whether you can generate this string. Next you check another string, say 1 0 1 1 0 1. Another palindrome string 1 0 1 1 0 1. You again check it whether this grammar can generate this string. In this way, take some arbitrary string and check whether this grammar can generate or not. Okay. Okay. And this one, next example is write a CFG which generates strings having equal number of zeros and ones. This grammar you have to remember how to generate, because some productions is difficult to generate. Okay. So with equal number of zeros and ones, how to write it? Look at the look at the production. First write S implies ASBS. Then write BSAS. Look at the pattern. First one was ASBS. Basically, first one starts with A, and then a number of B can be present in between. Second one starts with B, and then A will come. So combinedly, these two terms basically you can start with A or you can start with B. Understood? So first one starts with A and then B come. Second one starts with B, then A. But combinedly, if you consider both of these, then you can start with A or you can start with B. And at last, put null, because minimum string is a null when there is equal numbers and B condition, because minimum condition is not given. When, remember one thing, when minimum condition is not given, then let it is null always. And this is one examples. Okay, another famous examples. One. This one is famous example. Look at this example. It's very, very famous example. It is in a CFG. L equals to 0 to the power I, 1 to the power j, 2 to the power k. All of you please listen carefully. It's a famous example. 0 to the power I, 1 to the power j, 2 to the power k. What is the condition? Condition is that either I equal to j or j equal to k. What does it mean? I equal to j means number of 0 and number of 1 will be equal. And j equals to k means number of 1 and number of 2 will be equal. It is either or. In between there is or. That means either number of 0 and number of 1 will be equal, or number of 1, number of 2 will be equal. So let it divide this solution problem into two parts. First, you construct first one, that is number of 0, number of 1 is equal. How to write it? First, write S implies AB, capital A, capital B, where capital A produces the zero and 1 with equal numbers. Because next step, if we replace A by again 0, A, 1, we will get 0, 0, A, 1, 1. That's why this type of production always increases number of 0 and number of 1 with equal number. Okay. So A implies 0, A, 1. This part increases number of 0, number of 1 with equal number. That is basically this part, basically this one, I equal to j. Or it can be null because minimum condition is not given, so it can be null. And what about the 2 part? So when I equal to j, the number of 2 is not defined. Number of 2 can be any number. So B part produces a number of 2 part. So B part implies, just write 2b. So if you write B implies 2b, then in next step you can replace capital B by again 2b. It will be 2bb. Sorry. If you write B implies 2b, next step you replace capital B by again 2b, then it becomes 2b. Next step it will becomes 2b. That means in this way number of 2 is increases, but it does not depends on 0 and 1. So B implies 2b. This part increases number of 2 only, and null also, minimum case scenario. So these cases basically produces 0, 1 and 2, where number of 0 and number of 1 will be equal. Okay. Now second scenario, where j equals to k, that is number of 1, number of 2 will be equal. So first write capital S implies CD, capital C, capital D. Now in this case 0 can be any number because 1 and 2 will be equal. So first C, 0, C. So here capital C will increases the 0 part with any number, just 0, 0, C in this way. So basically capital C implies 0C or null. This part basically like B implies 2B in the previous case. Now 1 and 2 will be equal. How to write it? Capital D it produces the 1 and 2 part. Capital D implies 1D2 or null. So basically capital D implies 1D2. This part basically identical of 0A1 part, because capital D implies 1D2. Next step, we can again replace capital D by 1D2. It becomes 1D2. So always 1 and 2 increase with equal number. So you can say C part is identical to B part and D part is identical to A part. Now, so we can say this part provides number of 1 and 2 equal numbers. So this part provides 1 and 2 equal numbers, and this part provides 0 and 1 equal number. Okay, and lastly, just combine these two. Combine these two. That is P1 and P2. Combine it, you will get the overall productions. Understood this one? Just when you be given more than one condition in war with OR, then in this way try to divide the problem into sub problems. So first we have created the solution for I equals to J part, then solution for J equals to K part, then you merge it. In this way you will be, when you're given some there will be some more problems, there's some more conditions are given, then just divide the problem into sub problems and then finally merge it. Okay, I think time is going to be ended. So I will upload it in Schoology. By tomorrow I will upload it in Schoology, the tutorial. So please go through the solution. Please practice each of the solution. Practice it. And if you find any problem in your next class, just tell me. We'll discuss this first. Okay. But all of you requested, please practice it.
Okay, sir.
After this, after that, there's a problem solutions given. Pumpy lemma proof omega where omega belongs to A comma B whole star. Is basically a palindrome pattern. I have told you this question is important, but now I've given the solution. So go through the solution. Palindrome string omega. You have to prove that this string is this type of language is not regular language using Pumpy lemma. Secondly, second one is omega. Sorry, first one was not palindrome, which is omega. It is not palindrome. So first one was omega. Second one is omega r. This string. You have to prove that this type of language omega r is not regular using Pumpy lemma. So I have given the solution. Go through it. Just try to understand. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And third one, also I provided the third solution. That is L equals to A to the power I square. It means power of I is a whole square. Power of I, it is whole square, A to the power I square. So you have to prove that this type of language is not regular using pumping. So I have also provided solution of 3 pumping lemma problem: omega r, and A to the power I square. Please go through it and practice it. And also lastly, I have also provided some solution of PDA also. Okay, so by tomorrow I will upload it in Schoology. Go through it and practice it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so today's class up to this. Next class will be taken on Wednesday. Wednesday, that is on 6th. We discuss some more problems on DFA and FA. So all of you, thank you.
Thank you,
please
sir.
practice it. Please practice it, because if you practice it, then you will be understandable. Okay, please practice it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
sir.
all of you.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.